Most people's first day snowboarding is way harder than it needs to be. Not because snowboarding is impossible, but because no one tells them what actually matters on day one. So, if this is your first time riding, these are the 7 things that will save you time, energy, and honestly, a lot of pain. This is Kelvin from Small Jumps Only. If you got a first day coming up, hit like so you remember this video later. Let's get straight into it. Number 1. Safety over right of way any day of the week. So technically, if you're going downhill, you have right of way. But here's the thing, physics doesn't care who's right. Most injuries don't happen because someone lacks skill. They happen because someone wasn't paying attention. Always look uphill before you start moving or before you change direction. Seriously, this habit alone can save you from a collision. You are the one who has to deal with the consequences of injury no matter whose fault it is. It could be a day, a week, or a whole season gone if you get injured. Just remember, don't be right, be uninjured. Stay vigilant and always look up the hill before you start riding. Second, take time to figure out your stance and width. Before you even think about turns or tricks, you need to dial in your stance. This will be your foundation. If your stance is wrong, everything else will feel harder than it should be. First, regular versus goofy. This just means which foot goes in the front. If you pick the wrong lead foot, your progress can slow way down because your body will constantly feel uneasy and off balance. Here's a simple way to test. Think about which leg you naturally use to kick a ball or push something forward. This is usually your back leg, which means your other foot should be in the front of your snowboard. In my example, I kick with my right foot. Therefore, my right foot should be my back leg. This means my left foot will be in the front, and that makes me a regular. Vice versa, if you kick with your left leg, this means you're used to pushing off things with your left leg. In that case, it's better to have your right foot forward, which makes you a goofy rider. Once you choose a stance, stick with it at first. Don't keep switching back and forth. Master one direction first, and later you can learn to ride switch. What does it mean to ride switch? If I'm irregular, if I'm riding with my right foot forward in a goofy stance, that means I'm riding switch. Now, let's talk about stance width, which most beginners completely overlook. If your stance is too narrow, you'll feel unstable and it will be hard to absorb any bumps or land anything smoothly. The pro of this is that you'll be able to spin faster, but that's not your priority if you're just beginning. If your stance is too wide, you'll feel stiff and slow, and turning becomes harder because your legs are too wide and you can't move naturally. The pro of a wide stance is that it makes it easier to squat down and absorb impact. A good natural starting point is standing slightly wider than shoulder width apart. For me, it's about here. That's the neutral athletic position your body already understands. From there, you can make small adjustments. If you want more stability, go slightly wider. If you want more mobility, go slightly narrower. The key here is experimenting gradually and not making huge changes. So move your bindings apart, maybe 1 slot or 1 centimeter at a time. Ride a little bit, see how that feels, and go from there. At the end of the day, your stance should feel natural and not forced. Because when your stance feels right, your riding starts to feel right as well. Number 3, take a lesson. This can potentially be the biggest shortcut. I know, some people just want to skip lessons and learn from friends. But honestly, a lesson is probably the fastest shortcut you can take if you're a beginner. Most beginners waste entire days guessing what to do with their body. A good instructor fixes your mistakes almost immediately. They will teach you the right movement patterns from the start and prevent bad habits that can take months to undo. In my personal opinion, establishing the right base to begin with will save you tons of time down the road where you have to correct years and years of bad habits if you just always learned on your own and never learned from a system. I'd suggest you look for certified instructors or official snow schools. A lesson costs way less than the whole season of fixing bad habits, so I definitely recommend beginners take 1 lesson and then go from there. Comment down below if you remember your first day on snow. Did you ever take a lesson, or you just went rogue? Number 4. A lot of beginners think turning is the first thing they need to learn. It is not. Control is. Your real priority order should be balance first. Dial in your stance and body position. Then stopping, learning how to brake using your edges. Then falling safely, because you will fall eventually, and even I still fall sometimes on the snowboard. And then there's turning, because when you try to turn too early, your first reaction is to panic. And when beginners panic, they flatten the board and goes into a backseat position. When the board goes flat and you're in a backseat position, you start to gain speed, and that's when you catch an edge and slam. Braking or stopping on a snowboard is never about pure straight. It's about edge awareness. Think of your edges are your brakes and also your steering wheel. If you can feel your edges, you can start to begin to control the board. If you have no idea of what your edges feel like, the board is controlling you. So, turning really comes later. Be patient, control comes first. Number 5. Falling is a skill. You are going to fall. Everybody does. But there's actually a right way to fall that makes a huge difference. Here are some quick pointers. Tuck your chin in so you don't hit your head. If you're falling forward, try to hit the snow with your forearms instead of your wrists. And never lock your arms straight like this, because that's how you snap things. If you want more information, I will be making a separate video on how to fall. Keep tuned for that. People don't get hurt just because they fell. People get hurt because when they fell in an awkward position or fell in a way that exceeded what their body can take. A useful thing I keep in my mind is try to fall before you lose control. You have control over your body, right? So it's actually possible to forcefully make yourself fall before you actually lose control. Just sit down or sprawl out if you feel like the speed is overwhelming. It's better to slide out by your own choice than to slam into a tree or something else out of control. So remember, good riders are not people who never fall. They're people who know how to disperse energy and fall safely. 6. Picking the right terrain. This one is huge and people underestimate it all the time. The slope you choose can literally determine whether your day is fun, miserable, or the end. Here's the rule. Slight slopes is the best for learning. You don't want it absolutely flat, and you do not want extremely steep slopes. When it's too steep, you'll probably panic and burn out fast and just spend the day doing falling leaps down a steep slope. And that's not how you want to spend our energy. If the slope is too flat, you won't be even able to move. So pick a slope with a slight decline to start learning snowboarding. Start on beginner runs. Get comfortable using lifts, build confidence, and then move up to more difficult runs. Make sure you understand trail ratings. Green is beginner, blue is intermediate, red or black is advanced. Progression really comes from patience and not steepness. Don't be that guy that wants to impress all of your friends and send it on a massive jump on maybe your 3rd day of learning snowboarding. We're in this for the long run, which leads to our 7th point. Expect this learning curve. Snowboarding is supposed to feel awkward at first. That's normal. Some of us only gets to snowboard a few days out of the year, and not everybody is fortunate enough to live by a resort or on the mountain. So if we try to pick up something that we've stopped or have a gap in the middle, it's normal and it's okay to feel awkward at first. Realistically, your first day on snow is probably gonna look like this. Your first hour is pure confusion. Second hour, you get some small wins here and there, and at the end of the day, you should be aiming for side slipping control. If you fall a lot during the first few days, it really does not mean that you are bad. That just means you're learning something new. Don't get discouraged when you see other people zooming past you on the mountain, because I can guarantee you everybody started somewhere and they all had to go through the same process that you're going through and what I've gone through as well. Your only real goal early on is simple. Avoid big falls, avoid injuries, and you are doing great. So to sum everything up, if you focus on control before tricks, edges before turns, and patience before speed, your first snowboard day is going to feel way better than most beginners. And if you want more tips that will help you progress faster without wasting time figuring everything out the hard way, please subscribe. I break snowboarding down step by step so you can improve efficiently. Let me know if you want me to make any specific videos on snowboarding, and I'll see you on the mountain.